What would you like? One fine morning on the island of Sodor, Sir Topham Hatt came to Tidmouth Sheds. He had an important job for Percy. I would like you to collect a load of fresh velvet whoopie pies and bring them to Vickerstown, he said. What are whoopie pies? Asked Percy. They're soft cakes that look like Oreos, said Gordon. Whoopie pies, hummed James. That sounds delicious, Percy. I'm excited to collect whoopie pies today, Percy said. He chuffed all the way to Brendam Docks. Let me tell you a story of the sea, said Salty. There was once a fireboat that was at the fire department, and then there was a battleship that glided along the water, and then someone lit a match, and then it started a fire out at sea, and then the fireboat went into the water, and then it sped all the way there, and put the fire out. Arr! Soon, Percy started leaving Brendam Docks. This is a nice journey, he said to himself. I hope I can make it to the market on time. He said to himself. So he glided along nicely. The journey went really nice, and Percy loved it. The whoopie pies were yummy and tasty to eat. I love the taste of these, Percy thought to himself. The journey was going really nice. Then there was trouble. An engine called Judy was coming down the same track. I must get my passengers delivered, she said. They must get to their destination. Then she could see Percy ahead. Percy's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. Percy's crew had jumped clear before the crash. Judy had stayed upright. But Percy was covered in flour and velvet everywhere. And it was a complete mess. Cinders and ashes, cried Thomas. What happened here? It looks like a big accident. You're Judy, and I'm Thomas. It's nice to meet you, Judy. And my best friend Percy crashed into you. And it was a little mistake, Thomas said. I can help pull you back onto the tracks. There you go, Judy, said Thomas. Now I'm gonna go get James to help with the whoopie pie delivery so Edward can pull you back onto the tracks, Percy. Thomas puffed into the shunting yard. You must go save Percy, Thomas said to James. Save Percy, said James. I'm on my way. And he steamed off as fast as he could. There was no time to waste when Edward pulled Percy back onto the tracks. Better safe than sorry, Edward said. No problem, Percy said. A few minutes later, James took Percy and the whoopie pies to Elsbridge Station. Percy and James got to Elsbridge, Sir Topham Hatt was pleased. You two have done a splendid job, he said. Even though Percy had an accident, you still helped him out of the mess. Thank you, sir, said James. The next day, Percy was back to his regular self again, and the engines were happy to see him. James did a splendid job, they said. Whoopee! And they all cheered, and Percy smiled happily.